Hey, what's up, guys? I've been really trying to figure out how to word this best. And, I'm doing this series right now with the Bear Creek Arsenal 223 Wild. And I'm really kind of focused on the people that are naysayers and are um, trying to say, like, I would never trust my life with something that was as budget friendly as Bear Creek Arsenal, Palmetto State Armory, Delta Team Tactical, whatever you want to call them, right? And I've never really come like out and like said it, but bro, you're not GI Joe. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you honest, this is the narrative that I see, right? I see a bunch of guys that were maybe ex-military, um, or I see a bunch of guys, and no disrespect to anybody, or I see a bunch of guys who have never had any military experience, like myself, or I see guys who, you know, up until last week, they weren't really sure how they felt about guns. But then all of a sudden, everybody thinks that, man, I've got to have the best of the best. And listen, and I'm not faulting anybody. If you have the bankroll to buy the best of the best, I would say absolutely go for it. Do I think it's silly? Yes. Do I think it's required? No. Do I think that as long as you're happy, then that's good? Yes. But what I'm really tired of is everybody thinking that they're GI Joe. Man, I got to have a gun that can shoot 5,000 rounds, bro. You ain't never been shot at in your life, with the exclusion of the military guys, or maybe law enforcement, or the gangbangers, I suppose. But nonetheless, how long do you actually think that you're going to hold off said group? Um, just because. Yeah, that's the whole point. It's like, how many rounds do you actually need to defend yourself? I mean, if you really get involved and you shoot more than 1,000 rounds and you're still alive, bro, it's time to high five your friends and be like, thank God I made it through 1,000 rounds of true battle. So listen, my only point in this whole thing is that stop thinking that you're GI Joe. I have body armor. Do I think it's going to matter? No. I'm fat and out of shape. So what are the possibilities that I'm going to strap up with body armor, keeping it real, and go on a 10-mile hike and run ops with my comms and my helmet and everything else? I review a lot of this stuff for you guys. But at the end of the day, I've never been in a firefight. I don't ever want to be in a firefight. I don't ever want to be shot at. I don't want to ever have to defend my family. I don't want to ever have to defend my friends. I don't ever want to have to fight against somebody who's trying to shoot me at the same time. That doesn't make any sense. So stop with the G.I. Joe and thinking that you're Rambo and Chuck Norris and Delta Farce. And, it's just silly. Get yourself a gun. It doesn't matter how much you spend, and go out and train with it so that when you actually do, or if you ever have to pull that trigger, you actually know what you're doing. I would also highly recommend that you build your own guns along the way. If not, at least strip them down all the way to the bare minimum that they can be stripped down and put them back together so that you understand how they function and what to do in case something happens. If something happens, do you know how to diagnose a problem, especially on your AR or AR-15 or AR-10? Do you know why you're getting double feeds, stovepipes? Do you know why you're getting, non-ejection? Do you know the parts that you should probably have as backup parts in order to, continue to defend yourself, if in fact that's the case? If you don't know the answer to all those questions, then I highly recommend you go back to the beginning and figure it all out. Now, this isn't a PSA for ragging on anybody who is, trying to be the bomb diggity with their Gucci gun, because whatever, bro. If that's what makes you feel good about if that's what makes you feel good because that's what you can afford and that's what you like, good. I mean, I truly am happy for that. But if all you can afford is budget, all you can afford to put into defending your family is $300, $400, $500, you can make it work. And it's not going to let you down. You just need to know the steps. So watch the video series that I'm doing on the Bear Creek Arsenal 223 Wild. We're going to talk about all that stuff. We're going to talk about stoppages. We're going to talk about why they happen, how to fix them, how to resolve them, extra parts that you should definitely be carrying with you at all times. Hey, here's a little hint for you. You ever have a AR-15 grip that's got a cover on the bottom? Hey, you know what that's for? Stick around. I'll make sure that you know why that's there. Till next time, be good to each other. God bless.